Gemara. Today's daf is the Sunday's daf is of course Halav. We're continuing and we're saying there's a difference between the word dinarei and dinarin. That dinarei means that it's gold, it's unique, and dinarin means silver. According to some, it's not the way we just said dinarei, dinarin, but rather the yud. If there's a yud in the word or not a yud in the word. But either way, there's a difference. How do we know? How do we know that I'm right? Maybe they both mean the same thing. Who cares? Dinarei, dinarin. The Tanya we learned. And we're going to have one of the most difficult Gemaras is the Gemara of Kinnan, where a woman who gave birth has to bring either a lamb and a bird or two birds. One bird is a carbon chatas and one bird is a carbon oil. Or if a woman is a zava, that means there's a niddah period, and then beyond the niddah period, from day number 8 to day number 18, we say that all of those days out of sequence, and then she is a zava. And the laws of a zava is that if she sees 3 consecutive days, she then has to abstain for 7 days and make sure there's no blood and so on and so forth. At the end, she brings a carbon in order to enable her to start eating again from carbonis. A nida doesn't have to do that, but a zava does. But what happens? She doesn't know if she saw a number of months in a row, but she doesn't know if this is within the nida period or this is the zava period. Today we're machmer and we take all the chumras of nida and zava because we don't know how to make the calculations right. She didn't know something whether she needs to bring a carbon or not. And by a carbon chatas, generally a chatas ha'oif, a bala suffix, you can bring a chatas ha'oif on a suffix, but it gets burnt. But we don't really encourage that at all unless we have absolutely no choice. Or if she gave birth or she miscarried, she doesn't know she miscarried is something real or not. The time we learned that Isha Shahoyala Suffolk Homesh latest. 5 different times she miscarried and she just didn't know whether they are she gave birth to a fetus and therefore she has to bring a carbon in order to be able to eat from kachim again or not. Or Suffolk Chomesh Zivas. She 5 times in 5 months in a row she saw, but she doesn't know if it's within sequence, neither or outside of sequence, and therefore she's a Zava. She saw 3 consecutive days each month, and she doesn't know what it is. So what she does is Mevia. We don't want her to bring 5 different sets of kabbanas because then she bring 5 karma chatois, which she's going to burn, and we don't want that. What we say is the following. Mevia carbon echad, she brings 1 carbon in order to remove her tumah, that she should also be able to eat from karbanas and kachim again. And she brings 1 bird for an oila and 1 bird for a chatas. And she does not eat it. No, the kohen does not eat it because the chatas oif that comes on a suffix we burn. So a carbon echad, but oichel is though she's allowed to eat zwachim. Now what about the 4 remaining karbanas? Ve'ein hashar Allah chayla. She does not have to bring the rest. In fact, with great difficulty we allow her to bring 1 because we're going to burn the carbon chatas. We don't want to do that. The only reason why we allowed her to do that is in order to enable her to eat from karbanas again and to make a tar. She's no longer tummy. And 1 carbon b'diavad is sufficient, so therefore we allow 1 carbon and no more. What happens? She definitely gave birth 5 times. Or chamesh zivas vadosh. She definitely was a zava 5 times. Is made via. She brings 1 carbon, and that enables her. 1 set of an oil and a chat. That enables her by chelas bezvachim. But after that, she still has to bring the remaining 4 outstanding karbanos. They has to bring. Okay. Now this is very interesting. What Rabban can learn from here. Ma'aseh, there's a story. What happened was that they decided to up the price of birds in Shalayim, and they to what? To golden dinar. Before that, it was silver. Now it's gold. And you look at the word; it's dinarei. So we see from here the word dinarei is gold, and we'll soon see what happened. Rav Shimon says, "I swear on the base of English." I'm going to go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to see the price the way it is. I want that you come down to the value of dinarin, which is silver. So what is he close from here? Dinarei is gold, and dinarin is silver. I'm not going to sleep unless I know for a fact that it went down, the price went down, so women can afford to bring their kabbanas. Nichnas lebezni, he went into Bezdin and he taught, and he made the following threat. Ha'isha, a woman, she definitely gave birth 5 times. She definitely was a zava 5 times. So according to halacha, she brings 5 sets of birds. I'm going to paskin that she brings one set of birds, which enables her to eat, and she's potter from the rest of the birds. Because there's one opinion that says that if you have, if the cumulative is 5 different sets, bring one, that's enough. I'm going to pass on that authority. And therefore, you guys are going to lose your pants, you lose your business, because suddenly 80% of your stock is not going to be sold. Because they only have to bring one set of birds, not 5 sets of birds. And that's how he got the price down. Mevir carbon echot, bring one carbon, but chel b'zvach, enable the carbon, doesn't bring any more. And what happened the following day was, the price collapsed, and not only it collapsed, it went down to a quarter of a silver dinner. He wanted to be a silver dinner, it went down to a quarter. That's how much success it was. Or others say it went down just to a dinner, what he asked for, because a dinner is a quarter of a seller. Bottom line, what do we see from here? That dinarin is silver coins and dinare is gold. Okay, then the Mishnah says, if you have something written on top, something on the bottom, you always follow what the bottom is. And why do you need the top in case the letter is missing? Talk about we learn, how many letters are missing on the bottom row that will say, okay, let's look at top and see what's going on. Only one letter. But if 2 letters are missing, we won't learn. For example, Chanon Mechanani. On the bottom it says the name Chanon, but the very top of the page it says it was Hanani who did it. We won't say, oh, well, it must be a mistake on the bottom. Let's take 2 letters, the Nun Yud, and learn from the top who it was. No, 2 letters we're not going to say. We're going to say that he changed his mind. It's a different person who lent the money. Not Chanoni, but Chanon. And the same thing, Anon Manoni. It says Anoni on the top and On the bottom. It's a different person. Now, the Gemara wants to know why. Why do you say 2 letters? We won't look from the top. Because Dilma Misrami Shem Ben Arba says, what happens? The name is made up of 4 Yitzchak, 4 letters. It comes out on the top. You have the 4-letter name, and the bottom you only have half a name. And we know that the bottom of the letter, the summary, is the most important part, because maybe he changed his mind. And having a half a name is too little. Maybe it's a different person altogether. Following that logic, then you tell me 1 letter is all right. What happens only a 2-letter name? A 2-letter name, let's say Gag, a 2-letter name, and 1 letter is missing, comes out that the top is double what's in the bottom. Same problem. Nami a half a name. Says the Gemara, you're right. Half a name doesn't bother us. We're only bothered by the majority. If the majority of the name comes from the top, it's a problem. You know why 2 letters are no good? Remember, the name is 3 letters. Now you're learning from the top the majority of the name. There's no question to me. On top of the page it says that Reuven lent Shimon a Safal. Safal, according to one opinion, means a large jug. The kafel on the bottom in the summary says, what did Reuven lend Shimon? A folded garment. So which one do we follow? We follow the bottom. Other Rabbeinu Chananel said that Safal is actually an acronym of Sa Upalga, 1.5 Sa. And couple is Kav Upalga. A Kav is 6 Kav into a Sa. So basically it's a 1/6 of the top of the page says he lent him a Sa and a half, and the bottom of the page says he lent him a Kav and a half. Very different. So we go after the bottom. Boy, Papa, my question is a Papa. Kipul Mamaila, all the way around. You have a Kuf, Kipul Mamaila, the Safal Mamata. Remember that Kipul and Safal are almost the same letter, except the Kuf has a leg. And Safal's mine is that leg. Now, how do we view that? Do we say, well, we'll follow the bottom, or do we say, in this case, isn't it possible that on the bottom you also wrote the word kafel, but a bird came and sort of laid something there, and now it erased the kuf or covered over the leg of the kuf, and that's why really it looks like a samach on the bottom, but really it's a kuf. Do we say that maybe that the leg is missing of the kuf and it looks like a samach, but really it's a kuf, or not? We don't know, and therefore I'm waiting and you take the smaller amount. And sometimes we say with a doubt you divide in half when we don't know what happened. Did the sheriff gore the animal? There was a miscarriage before he gored the animal or after he gored the animal, or if the house falls on him and his mother. We don't know who was killed first, him or his mother. So therefore the Bezin says, let's divide. But if we don't know what the halach is, do we rely on a bird or not? We don't know halach. The Bezin walks away and says, why get involved? We don't know. So therefore leave things the way they are. Tell you what, further, I would have a custom sheet may v'zuzah. It says in the document, we're talking about different laws of documents which are vague. It said in the document, Reuven lent Shimon 601 zuz. 600 what? It doesn't say, does it sound, doesn't say Sheish may of Echad Zuzah, then of course it means 601. It says 601 Zuz. 600 what? Sholchan of Shabbat Gemedabaya. Sheet may Easter, did he mean 600 Soloim? A seller is 4 Zuzim. This Zuzah and 1 Zuz. Ideal Moshit may a Prita? Or did he mean, there's 3 options. Did he mean 600 slime and 1 Zuz? Did he mean 601 Zuzim? Or did he mean 600 prutas and 1 zuz? Amalei said, Dal prita. That's definitely not a question. When it's not 600 prutas, and very simply why? Because there's 190 prutas, 92 prutas and a zuz. So why would you break it down to prutas? Just break it down to zuzim. So make it 3 zuzim and a bit and a remainder. You build you put the aggregate together. And you convert them into zuzim. So therefore, the Gemara says, how do we read the star? My Amr, what are you going to say? Sheet meya istre v'zuzah. So we're going to say what the other possibility is. Maybe it means 600 sloim in a zuz. So you have 2 choices: 600 sloim, which is a lot of money, and a zuz, or 601 zuzim. The rule is yad balashtar ala tachtayna. The person who has a star or wants to take money out will always give him the least amount of money, which means we'll give him 601 zuz. If he feels that 600 slime, prove it that that's what it is. Okay, have a good vach, and we'll continue with Monday morning.